What's good? We back in the building. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. Shout out to the LDBC. Hypocrisy, double standards. Never been so relevant in the heavyweight division. A division where, I guess, bullshit is better than nothing going on. It was nothing going on for, so long while Vladimir Klitschko reigned over the division, was bigger or, just too skilled for other guys. But just straight bullshit going on, man. Every day I run into, some groupie, boxing fan that, wants to throw Deontay Wilder in a conversation as far as I could be talking about Jorge Linares. Multiple people saying Wilder. And you got some coons out there as well. Some tap dancing, coonery dancing motherfuckers out here as well. Don't give a shit about Deontay Wilder. Not my favorite fighter. Just because I'm black doesn't make him my favorite fighter. Nowhere close to Alabama. That's for the people who don't know their geography or whatever. Vladimir Klitschko, God bless his heart. He's really not angling to take the Anthony Joshua rematch, and now he's putting some stipulations on there that he doesn't want to go back to the UK to fight Anthony Joshua because that's his territory. I'm pretty sure Anthony Joshua don't want to go to Germany because that's Klitschko's territory as well. So now they trying to push Las Vegas out there, and Las Vegas would love to have Anthony Joshua. Remember Eddie Hearn, mentioned somewhere in Africa as well for the fight. Now they pulling Las Vegas out their ass for the simple fact that they're trying to save face. Let's just keep it real. Once they back up playing as Puev and Cardiff or Wales. Hopefully I got that right. Sounds like somebody told me, I don't know if this is true, that Eddie Hearn has already reserved the venue in Wales for that fight versus Anthony Joshua and Puev. And basically what happens is after that, according to Anthony Joshua's manager, I'm not Anthony Joshua's manager, I apologize, according to Luis Ortiz's manager, he said he's heard nothing that the bullshit that Eddie Hearn saying. I went back and forth on YouTube with a guy in the comment section of one of the videos where he told me that the WBA said this, and I said, you go find me where the WBA said that, because everything you saying is what Eddie Hearn's saying, and that's manipulation. It's not coming out the WBA's mouth, and everything that Luis Ortiz's manager has been told is that Luis Ortiz is still the number one mandatory. It's still his shot at Anthony Joshua. They did not give Joshua the go-ahead to fight Puev, if the Vladimir Klitschko rematch didn't happen. So basically they're trying to persuade Klitschko to come out of retire, I guess whatever the fuck he's in, retirement, or come back and fight Anthony Joshua in Las Vegas, so they can put the Anthony Joshua Luis Ortiz fight on a back burner for now. Obviously, boxing fans or Anthony Joshua fans, they're fanboys. A lot of people in boxing are just fanboys. They literally fans of a fighter or a boxer, however you want to say it. They're not a fan of the sport. They don't see things clear, and the clearest day is he doesn't want to fight Luis Ortiz. So, he's going to fight Puev in Wales. And after saying that, I don't want to fight in America, I'm good over here in the UK, all of a sudden, to get a rematch with Klitschko, now you're interested in fighting in Vegas. Now you smell the bullshit. And as far as he's been on record as far as also saying that Klitschko should just retire and let me go ahead and fight younger and better challengers or more fresher challengers. Somebody said that in the article. All of a sudden now you want to fight Vladimir Klitschko so bad. Now you saying you just thought he should step aside. So which one is it? Simple fact is they're trying to avoid Luis Ortiz and enter the Dylan White and Deontay Wilder conversation. Now Deontay Wilder, man, you go on social media. I don't have to provide a link for this. Go through his social media. He's been calling out Anthony Joshua for almost a year now, probably about a year now, calling him out damn near every other day. And Anthony Joshua is saying, basically it's going to happen, and lot of this, lot of that. Basically, Anthony Joshua doesn't have control over his own career. Eddie Hearn does. And, that's fine and dandy. You just come out and say, I'm not ready to fight Deontay Wilder yet. And then you'll have those dumb casual-ass fans, basically that will say, shout out to Bonte's Boxing Nation, basically that will say that, who was, Deontay Wilder fought? He hasn't did this, he hasn't did that. Basically you making the case for Deontay Wilder. if he's so bad and he sucks so bad, why is Anthony Joshua not going out his way to try to make a fight in the future? I understand that he potentially has a mandatory with Klitschko and Puig and Luis Ortiz. Matter of fact, he and Eddie Hearn was already talking about a 2018 fight with Tyson Fury, even before, potentially even thinking about fighting Luis Ortiz. Like I told you guys, he's eventually going to drop that belt. And it's hard for guys to stomach, Debated people on this 100 times. I'm pretty much a fucking expert on this situation, damn near. Pulling articles and reading all the redundant shit that Eddie Hearn and, Anthony Joshua been coming out of that camp. So, a lot of people got upset when I made the video about them sending Dylan White over to the UK as a to the United States as a hitman to get the belt from Deontay Wilder, because Eddie Hearn doesn't want to lose another belt to America. Basically, the UK had more world titles at some point last year, more than the whole state of the United States. And to me, that was really a turning point for the UK. I thought they were coming on, but, recently they've been, getting put back in their place. Earl Smith's beating Kell Brook. I think George Groves just got a title, so shout out to him as well. Badou Jack almost beating the shit out of James DeGale in most people's eyes. So you can see the guard pretty much changing again and showing that the United States is a little bit more dominant, and Eddie Hearn doesn't want to lose another title, and I understand that. But, they want to send Dylan White over to the United States. And like I said, where the fuck did this come from? They know Deontay Wilder has a mandatory versus Bermane Stiverne, like it or not. I hate it. It's a pointless fight, but Don King still has some pull in the sport of boxing. So basically, they know this guy has the mandatory in Deontay Wilder. So they sent Dylan White over to talk shit and go for Deontay Wilder. Basically, why isn't he going for Luis Ortiz, or why didn't he try to get the fight with Big Baby Jarrell Miller at the Barclays Center? I understand, but Big Baby Miller wanted to fight Luis Ortiz when I guess he was with Matchroom. Eddie Hearn, I don't know if he's still with Matchroom. And the reason why the fight fell through for Ortiz and Big Baby Miller, Jarrell Miller, is the simple fact that Jarrell Miller wanted a 100% title shot versus Anthony Joshua if he beat Luis Ortiz, so he tended to have passed on the fight. So now they send Dylan White over here to try to embarrass Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder's been calling out and embarrassing Anthony Joshua over social media. So they want Dylan White to try to take care of Deontay Wilder, which is one of the most vulnerable boxers in the world. So is Anthony Joshua. I think anytime you're in the heavyweight division, you're vulnerable. And I think Dylan White is a hell of a fighter. And I said after he lost to Anthony Joshua, I thought that he would be a world champion. And I wouldn't put it past him beating the shit out of Wilder. I wouldn't put it past Wilder beating his ass either. But what's the point? Wilder's just been awarded $4.5 million versus Alexander Povetkin for not even having to throw a punch for Povetkin. Wilder fight fallout. So where's all this, Dylan White trying to come to America? Why does we need him to come to America before we get Anthony Joshua to come to America? He can come to America and make his debut versus Luis Ortiz if they so confident that he's the great next boxer. They're not confident in Anthony Joshua being the next great boxer. He's very vulnerable, like all the rest of the heavyweights, and they don't want to put him in there with Luis Ortiz, so, or Deontay Wilder, for the simple fact that they don't feel like he's ready. And let's just keep it real. They're sending Dylan White over there to be the hitman and do his dirty work, and at the end of the day, they're not confident in Anthony Joshua, and I'm just keeping it 100. And I think he's a great fighter, but